Bump it for a cookie. Bump it for a cookie. Didn't see you there. What is good, YouTube? It is your boy Stash Super, featuring the Bankster and the Yuckmeister. Today we are doing yet another tier list. Today's tier list, we're doing Kyrie's signature shoes, and surprisingly, there were a lot more than I expected. I am doing this kind of to honor Kyrie for signing with Anta. I got a pair of those. Let me just find them real quick. Bang. Like I was saying, just to honor that he signed with Anta, I figured, you know what, let me film a video doing a tier list of all of his shoes. And if I'm being honest with you, the Kyrie line was probably one of my favorite, if not my very favorite shoe line of all time. So without further ado, let's get into the tier list. Bang, hopefully you can see my screen. And real quick, I'll introduce what I'm doing and then we'll get to it. So as you can see, we do have all the Kyries 1 through 8, including the Infinities, so 9 technically, along with the budget model, which is the Fly Traps, which I think they have about 6. Then the lows 1 through 5, the hybrids 1 and 2, and the Kyrie Antas and the Shockwave 5 premiums. I like that. So if you haven't seen a tier list before, there are tiers A through F, along with an S tier, which is the best of the best. And today we're just gonna go through all of the shoes, which I think there's about 22, 21, something like that, and just rank them. Now, obviously I did not have every single one of these shoes. I'll clarify when I did or didn't have one of these shoes. And when we get to those, I'll just go off of popular consensus, like what I've heard, along with just how I feel about the looks. So without further ado, let's start it off. The first one we are going into is the Kyrie ones. Now this is the model that kind of started it all off, obviously, the Kyrie ones. I did not get to use a pair. What's up? What's wrong with you? Someone's grumpy. Why are you grumpy? Why are you grumpy? Apologies for the intrusion. Back to it. Like I was saying, the Kyrie ones, the model that started it off, I think they're a very clean, simple model, and I especially think for the time they were released, kind of ahead of its time. So again, because I was not able to use these, just going off of looks and what I've heard, and you know what, they're a super clean shoe. I think I'm gonna pop these off rip in the A tier. If I had to predict this tier list, I'm assuming a lot of them will be staggered towards the A, S, B, and C tier, not many towards the F, just because of how good the Kyrie line is and how biased I am. But bang, next we move on to the Kyrie 2s. For these, I ended up getting a pair right when they came out, but then they were too big, so I gave them to my brother. And then I got another pair about a year ago that ended up going back into the market, and I sold them because I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but I was comparing them to nowadays standards. I think for when they came out, they were a good shoe, but compared to shoes nowadays, obviously a lot of these older shoes won't hold up. The looks overall, fire. Performance, good back then. Now, not so much, just no cushion. So I think overall, these don't deserve an S or an A, maybe even not a B. I think I'm gonna pop these in the C tier. So I'm realizing, bro, I'm already like a few minutes in. I need to speed my ass up and we're gonna explain a little less. But next we're moving into the Kyrie 3. Now I don't remember if I actually had a pair of these, but I remember a lot of my friends did, and my little brother did, Doobie. And from what I've heard, they are amazing shoes. Really, really durable, really hard rubber on the bottom. And I honestly thought the looks are absolute heat, especially the turquoise color that I have popped up here. Super, super heat shoe. I think it's a classic, and for that reason, I'm popping this just right in the A tier. I think there's nothing lower than that. Definitely not higher than that. And next, we're going into the Kyrie 4. And up here, I do have a picture of the Lucky Charms, and if you know me, you know I am an absolute glazer of the Lucky Charms. The Lucky Charms, I used to have a pair, ended up selling it to one of my homies. Shout out to Griff. But I just absolutely torched these, and when I make it one day, I will pay myself in buying a pair of Lucky Charms. Performance absolutely absurd, and I think the Lucky Charms are the best looking basketball shoe of all time. So I'm gonna stop glazing, stop meat riding, pop them in S tier. I'm gonna stop wasting everyone's time. It's that easy. So next we move on to the Kyrie 5s. The 5s I think are a heat shoe. I did have a pair of them. I think they were the UFOs is what I call them. I think the colorway is absolute heat. Performance wise, really good traction. I thought it was decent cushion for Kyrie standards, because usually they have none. And overall, you know what, I was a big fan of it. So I think for that reason, I would pop them in the A tier, because again, it's a classic shoe, really good performance. But I think something that's gonna put this ahead into that S tier. Let me pop it in there and let me explain. Are you interested in winning a pair of Ja 1s, LeBron 20s, KD 16s, or a pair of GT Cut 2s, then hear me out. This month, I'm giving you all the opportunity to possibly win one of these shoes. Depending on the subscriber count that I meet by the end of this month, August, I may be giving away 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 pairs of hoop shoes to y'all. Here's the graphic right here of the shoes I'll be giving away. If I hit 5K by the end of the month, I'm giving away a pair of Jaws. If I hit 10K by the end of the month, I'm giving away a pair of KD 16s. If I hit 15K by the end of the month, I'm giving away a pair of GT Cut 2s. And if I hit that 25K by the end of the month, I'm giving away a pair of LeBron 20s too. Now I bet you're wondering, Super, how do I get these free shoes? Let me tell you. To enter, there are just a few small steps. First, you need to sub to the YouTube channel. That's the biggest thing. Next, you need to comment under a video posted in the month of August, your favorite part of the video, and your shoe size. If you do that under one video, you have one raffle ticket within the giveaway. If you do that under all 30 videos that I am posting this month, you will get 30 tickets and 30 times the chance of winning a pair of hoop shoes if we hit those marks. So again, if you want to possibly win a pair of hoop shoes, subscribe, comment under all my videos in August, and let me know your shoe size and your favorite part of the video. Let's get to that 25K so y'all can get 4 pairs. Back to the video. These are when the SpongeBob collabs came out, and people were mismatching these with the, I believe it was the Patricks and the Squidwards. That's what it is. And oh my God, those are clean. I always was super jealous of people who got those. Super heat shoe. I love those collabs. Probably one of, if not the most heat collabs of all time. Kyrie always had those, and I like that. Deserves the S tier. 2 in a row. I like that. So next we're moving on to the Kyrie 6. I did not have a pair of these, and I'm gonna keep it simple. I do not like the looks. Did not hear anything good about the performance. I don't know if it's ugly enough to get into the F tier. I don't know if it's ugly enough. I think I'm gonna pop a D tier. Just it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not gonna waste anyone's time. Next we move on to the Kyrie 7s. The Kyrie 7s, I did have 2 pairs of these, one for indoors, one for outdoors. It's funny, I got the exact same colorway. And I really like the shoe. I think that, again, the traction is really good. Cushion is better than a lot of Kyrie's, and I'm a fan of them. And on top of that, they do have some heat colorways like the one I popped up, which are the Daughters. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but he had a few like really heat ones, like the Mother Nature, I believe they were called. They had like 2 different versions, but they like never released and all that. But I think just because, you know, fire shoe, good performance, I think I'm gonna pop these. I don't think they deserve the A tier. I think I'm gonna pop them in the B tier. Really solid shoe. Just, I don't think I could put them up there with the Kyrie 3s and the Kyrie 1. So next we move on to the Kyrie Infinities. And for these, actually, I kind of have a controversial opinion because I'm not a fan. In my opinion, these fit a little small. And, you know, the cushion was better than literally like every other Kyrie. But I feel like I was way too high off the ground and it didn't feel like a Kyrie to me. And on top of that, the looks, I feel like they aren't anything special. It probably one of the worser looking Kyries. So again, overall, not a fan. I did get to use these, and I'm tempted to pop them in an F tier, but I think I can't do that to them. I'm gonna pop them in the D tier. So bang. Next we move on to the Kyrie 8s, which is kind of funny because if you don't know the Kyrie Infinities, it's literally an 8 sideways. So those are the 8s. But and then these that never released, these are the actual Kyrie 8s. Fun fact, I do actually have a pair of these right above my head. They never released, but I got a pair. I'm not gonna tell you how. Got the plugs. Not really. But I did get to use these a few times. I think the performance is pretty good. The only thing I didn't like is there wasn't much of a squeak on them. Which again, that's just a stupid preference that I have. But overall, I did like the shoe. And the materials are a little sketchy because I think they're made from like 80% recycled materials or something. So I guess we're being eco-friendly. But overall, I do like the shoe, and I do like the exclusivity of it at the end of the day, that I have it and not a lot of people do. That's just me being an absolute asshole. So I think for that reason, the exclusivity, and you know, they do look really heat, I think I am going to pop these in the A tier along with the Kyrie 1s and the Kyrie 3s. So next we're moving on to the Flytrap models. And for these, I think I will fly right through them because I only had the Flytrap 1s. Now the Flytrap 1s, I got these and used them purely outside a while ago, like when they first came out. I thought they were a good performance shoe, so I'm going to pop these like a solid C tier. And again, you have to remember these are all budget models, so I'm going to go off of consensus, looks, and the fact that they were a lot cheaper, so they're not going to hold up to the other shoe standards. The Flytrap 2s, I did not have. I think they look like poopy, D tier. The Flytrap 3s, I think these are super ugly. I'm going to pop them in the F tier. The 4s don't look too bad. Never heard much about it. D tier. The 5s I think actually look pretty decent, and I did hear a few good things about them, so I'm gonna pop them in the C tier. I'm not willing to pop them up into the B tier without actually using them. And the 6s I didn't hear good things about, so I will pop those in the D tier too. So that was kind of a speed round because I don't think anyone's really here to watch me rate the fly traps, but I had to pop them in here. And next we're moving on to the lows. So for the first one, these are the Kyrie low 1s. I never got to use these, but I did hear good things. And honestly, the strap for these kind of fire. It's like that textured, and especially the colorway I got up. It's kind of a heat colorway. And I know a lot of people really like this shoe. So I think it kind of deserves to be up there with the 7s in the B tier. Again, I don't think I could justify popping them up in the A tier. But you know what? They're heat. And next we have the Kyrie low 2s. Now, just like the Kyrie 5s, I think I'm gonna have to bump these up another spot or two just purely off of the collabs. The Sandy and, what was it, Mr. Krabs? Oh my God. Both really heat. And I think just for those 2 collabs, I'm gonna have to pop these up in the S tier. I heard amazing things about performance, never got to use them. Crazy colorways that I really liked. And again, I think, you know what, you gotta get the stuff that looks good, because you look good, you feel good. So next we're moving on to the Kyrie low 3. These I did not hear much about, and if I'm being honest with you, I think they're absolutely ugly. So I'm gonna pop them down in the F tier. Sorry. Next we're moving on to the Kyrie low 4s, which I got right there. Kyrie low 4s, hands down one of my favorite basketball shoes of all time. Shout out to my little brother Doob. He actually snagged me those for no apparent reason. It wasn't my birthday, it wasn't a holiday, no special occasion. He just felt like being a nice guy and snagged them for me. So shout out to Doobs. Out of all the Kyries that I've worn, these are hands down one of, if not my very favorite. So I think this is an easy S tier. Fire performance, absolutely insane looks, especially the colorway that I got, the Keep Sue Freshes. All the colorways of these are absolute fire. So S tier alert. Next we're moving on to the Kyrie low 5s. These I also have a pair of. I have a pair of the black and red colorways of these. And you know what? I got them for 50 bucks, so that's something I do have to take into account. I think the cushioning is a little sketchy, but other than that, I think it's an amazing shoe. Great support. Again, no cushioning. Great traction. I don't have any other complaints other than the cushion. So for that reason, again, the looks are kind of fire on some of the pairs. The ones that I got, I'm not the biggest fan of, but they were like 50 bucks. So again, I'm not complaining. So for that reason, I'm gonna pop these up in the B tier. Great budget shoe, and I think you can still maybe get them even in the market right now. And next we're moving on to the hybrids. These I never got, and I'm not gonna waste much time rating them. F tier. Why on earth were those ever made? I think those have to be some of the ugliest basketball shoes I've ever seen. Personally, not a fan. Sorry. Just to finish off the video, we're moving on to the Kyrie Antas. The first ones on screen that you see are the ones I have in hand, which are the Anta Kyrie Shockwave 5s. These only cost about $120 plus shipping and taxes, of course. And you know what? Review coming out soon on these, maybe even tomorrow. But not to spoil anything, but I love them. First Anta shoe I've ever had, and honestly, it will not be the last after seeing how these performed. Looks are absolutely crazy. Performance is absolutely crazy. I'm not gonna waste any more time, and I'm gonna pop these in the A tier. Now, these last shoes, you might say, aren't those the ones you just put up? And that is incorrect. These are actually the pro version or the upgraded version. And instead of $120, you're looking more towards $300. I do not have these. I do not plan on spending $300 on a pair of basketball shoes retail. That's outlandish. But you know what? I'm not taking into account the price in this one. If it performs better, which again, it's supposed to, you're paying like damn near triple the price for them. These will probably realistically be S tier, but just for how atrocious that price mark is and the fact that I will never touch them, I'm just gonna put them in the same spot in the A tier along with the other Shockwave 5s. So bang. This is my final tier list of the Kyrie signature models, all the way from the Kyrie normal line, Infinities, 8s that never released, budget models, lows, hybrids, Anta, all that. Let me know how you feel about my list. If you guys want to do the list, I will have it in the description. Made by me. Thank you, Star Super. Let me know in the comments below what tier lists you guys want to see next, and if you want more of these videos. I personally enjoy making them, and the last two have done fairly well, so I'm going to keep them coming. Pause. Just like the mid-roll said, if you want to subscribe, comment under any video I post this month, favorite part about that given video, along with the shoe size, entry to the giveaway, enter under all 30 videos I post this month, 30 entries into the giveaway. I like that. Lastly, I appreciate y'all for watching this far, because not a lot of people do. If you could comment, like, subscribe, do all that, I would appreciate it. And I will see y'all in the next one.